Welcome to the video today. As we move through the stages, if you recall them stages, through our awakening journey, we come to the knowing and the inner standing, if you like, that we know we're here to create. We know we're here for more out of life than what we've been living for so long, whether that be a job. Each and every person has their own individual situation. But for me, being tied to the old in so many ways still, of having to almost do the things that really I know I'm not supposed to be doing, just to pay my bills or just to put food on the table, because we understand that we're here for more, that we understand that we're here to create, we understand that we're here to give better into the world. But on the same breath, the 3D life and the 3D constructs they don't go away. You still have to pay your bills, you still have to feed your family, your kids, your children, you still have to put fuel in your car. And in this day and age, with how expensive everything is, we almost feel like we have to. But each and every time that we're back in these environments that we feel like we're growing away from, we still feel this tie of we have to show up and do it. We have to. We've got bills to pay, we've got priorities. And although we've got this higher consciousness, you know, this higher way of being and living, of freedom, the old reality still has us stuck. I mean, it's easy to say you're not supposed to work, you know, if you're awakened souls and shouldn't work a 9 till 5. Well, that's easier said than done. But when you're saying that to somebody and they've still got bills to pay, health care to pay for, loved ones to think about, it's easier to say than done, than just, oh, I'm just gonna, you know, the universe is gonna bless me unconditionally because now I'm aligned and I'm awakened soul. And we all know that we still have to live in this 3D playing field that we live in, and we still have to get by. Yes, we have to anchor into the trust. Yes, we have to anchor into the knowing that we're here for more, that we're here to create, and we have to make the steps in that direction to do so. And in due time, it will become easier for us to gravitate and be in the being and knowing that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, that we're creating, that we're building, that we're living the freedom and the life that we're here to live. But for a short while, for a long while, we still have our responsibilities. We still have to move forward. And for me, I was in this stage of going through multiple awakenings where I would do so much healing, so much growth, and then my job was always that one thing that I always held on to with the skin of my teeth, that I refused to let go. Because although I was awakening and developing higher consciousness, I knew there was more. But for me, I was working. I would go back into the cycle of just working just as hard, probably even more so, because I know that my life is worth more than this. I know that I should be living in a place where I feel free. And ultimately, I was grinding myself down each and every single time, year after year after year, and ultimately seeing no real results from it. And for you watching this video, I'm not telling you to go and quit your job, but or just to give it up. That's not what I'm saying to you. But we have to be vigilant that we have bills to pay, we still have responsibilities, but we need to keep the balance. Because if we go back and plow into the old ways of being, in a short period of time, you will find yourself resitting the same exam, the same test, and having to go through the depths of the dark night of soul again and again and again until these lessons are learned. And for me, that was really, really hard for me to understand that the job has got to go. It's got to go. So from me working 6-7 days a week to try and generate more money and then investing it into bad projects and cryptos and thinking, well, I know I have higher guidance and, you know, the universe is going to... Sure, in my rude awakening, I was humbled to say, no, you think you know how this is going to work out, and with your push and your needs to control or the efforts to know how this is going to unfold for you, I'm sorry, but we're not doing it that way. And I had it stripped away from me. Like, I couldn't have caught it as quick as it went down. And I know now that it was all for a reason, because if not, I would still be ploughing into them situations and then them environments that I keep going into like a bull at a gate, thinking I'm going to get the outcomes that I want. And I'm carefully reminded that I'm not in control of this. This ego mind that I have is not going to dictate the way this goes down. So if I'm not coming from a place of truth or a place of balance or being, I'm carefully going to be reminded each and every time what's going on here. So anyway, I know there's a lot that I've been rambling on about, but you may find yourself in this position now. And what I've understood is that the creations and the passion projects, these ideas that we have, we do have to put them to work. But again, when we're working a job, or we're doing a 9 to 5, or we're doing so many shifts to make ends meet, we are sacrificing what we're really supposed to be building. And it's very important that you can get a balance between that. You know you have responsibilities, but one, you're not going to kill yourself doing it, because you're not supposed to be really doing, that's not really what you're supposed to be doing. And two is that you do make steps towards these ideas, these passions, these dreams, how you're going to change, how you're going to benefit other people's lives. And that is so important. And if you can stick with, right, I'm offering a service, I'm helping others, I'm building, I'm creating something of value, I'm building my own life. No, I can't see the full result straight away, but I know this feels right. You catch the balance between, so yeah, we know we've got the responsibilities, but we're also not going to give up on that dream life that we're due, and putting good back into the world. And again, for me, it was really hard for me, because I would have so many great ideas, so many things that I wanted to implement, but really had no clue on how I was going to get it going, or where to start, or maybe I haven't got the funds or the money to get started now, or I don't know the people, the right people in this industry. As for me, I was coming from a construction background, then building platforms online and trying to understand a whole new way of doing things. But what happened magically for me over the last 1.5 years, I came across multiple tools, AI, systems that could help me implement my ideas, and these ideas I could then start getting some sort of basic structure on how I'm going to put these things together. And you know, I hit a lot of bumps along the way, made a few bad calls, made a few things, but it was all part of the learning process. But this leads me back to what I'm saying now, is that for me, I had to work out which direction I was going and what I wanted to do. And gradually, steps beginning to unfold for me, new directions, new information, and then I could start implementing and start putting the puzzle pieces together. And with the tools that we have today, with AI and systems like the wonderful systems we have, you can get whatever ideas, whatever goals, whatever dreams you're thinking about, you can get them moving today. You don't need a marketing team. You do not need somebody who's got a degree in IT. You do not need visual designers. You need a clear strategy and to cut out the noise. So many people say, well, AI is not a spiritual tool, you know, that's not a connection with God. Well, if something is giving you freedom and time and allowing your creations to be put into fruition for something that you can potentially do in 6 months, that may well have otherwise took you 7, 8, 9 years with working a job and doing little bits here and there, paying people, with the endless looping in cycles, of actually not producing anything. I would beg to differ that it's been one of the most incredible tools that I've ever came across, and I use it each and every day. And if you are interested in exploring, or you've got these ideas, you've got these inspirations, but you just don't know how to get them moving, you're just struggling on, okay, well, how do I get it? I've got this idea, but, and you don't want to be, there's a process on how we use these tools, which took me some time to understand that no, AI, ChatGPT is not a Google search. It will give you answers. It will give you answers to whatever you feed it with. But the lesson that I learned along the way over the last several months, more so, is in that how we use these systems and how we get these systems to work for us. And it's two very different things, from us telling a system how we want things or what we want to do, to programming the system to, one, understand who we are, and two, create with the infinite potential of layers to the system, which I never knew. I was just talking to it like I was in speaking to Siri, or in chat, or a Google search. Ask it a question, it would give me an answer. But there's so many deeper levels on understanding AI, which I had no clue about. But once you get the concept of how this really works and how you present yourself to the system, then you begin to roll. You begin to roll. There's so much weight and so much work that can be taken off your hands if you know how to use these systems correctly. And ultimately, that's what I'm implementing now in the temple, in my brand. And it's a tool where my platform is a space where people are awakening up to their truest potential, whether they're in the dark nights of the soul, or they're more advanced and awakening. They know they're here for more, but they just don't know how to get going. I share the steps and the avenues that I've put together, that I've worked with, to get me to build what I have. And you can actually do the same. You can actually start tomorrow. You do not have to feel like you have to be on it 10 hours a day like I did at the start. And you just have to let the system work for you. Take the time to be with yourself, find yourself, stabilize your nervous system, and ultimately you create from it. What better way today than actually using a tool that can leverage so much time, and you will soon be living the life that you may be here for. Maybe this video is not for you. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're on your own awakening journey, but you've got your projects going and you've got your passions all together, and that's great. This isn't the point of the video. The point of the video is for those who are needing that extra help. And I don't care whatever project you have, what any idea you have, if it comes from a place of truth, or a place of that you can share a story with the world, then this is exactly what you need. Below is the description. You can have a read up on the article that I'm going to attach to this video, and if you come into the temple, you can start using these tools today, and start putting your ideas to work. Within a short period of time, you will be so surprised on how everything takes work. I don't say this in the fact that you're going to plug something in and it's going to create you a business and then tomorrow you're going to be earning loads of money. That's not the point of all this, and this isn't what you'd want either. You'd want something that's your own, that you're proud of, that you've took the time to work through, and you have the facility and the knowing and the structure where you can then share with others. Ultimately, that's what it's about. Whether that be marketing, we can help you with. Whether that's videos, SEO, blogs, description, anything. We can tailor these systems now to work in the way that we want them to work, that work for us. So if you found this video and you're interested, you are potentially in one of the top people to be using these systems, because although people are using them, they're not using them correctly, which I wasn't for so long, and two, you have the opportunity now to really buckle in and stop making your dreams be something that you'll go back to later or when the time's right. The only person that is stopping you is you. So let this video be a gentle reminder to you, and if you have watched this video to the end, a thumbs up and a subscribe, that would be much appreciated. And I really appreciate your time. Excuse me with these videos because I'm on a bit of a hill. I'm not in the most best recording environment, but I think you get the drift of what I'm saying to you. But if you want to reach out to me, if you've got any questions to ask, feel free to drop me a message. I'll be more than happy to get in touch with you. And if you have a comment to write on maybe something that you're thinking of building, and please write it in the comment below and we'll share it. And you share it with me, I'll be more than happy to read through it. But yeah, the tools are here. You might be still stuck in that dead-end job that you hate, but sooner than you know, with these tools and with these systems, you can start putting your dreams and your passions together. So God bless, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.